Hi again then guys, and so we've got another Gran Turismo 6 drag spec tune for you today, and this time it's for the Range Rover Range Stormer concept, which is a seriously fast SUV. So you want your racing soft tyres, of course. For your suspension, I've put the ride height as high as it can go. You don't necessarily have to do it that high. I just like the look of having a jacked up truck, but like I said, you don't have to set it that high. For the springs, we've reduced them down to 6 on the front, 440 on the back. For dampers, we've got 3 on the front, 1 on the rear, and likewise for extension, 3 on the front, 1 on the rear. Anti-roll as high as possible to keep the car straight and true. Neutral camber and toe, as always, to get as much tyre contact to the tarmac as possible. For the gearbox, we've got an auto setting of 180. Then for the individual gears, we've got 4.4. Then second, third, fourth and fifth all the way to the left, with 6th on 0.950 and a final drive of 2.5. Initial torque we've got as high as possible for that explosive launch off the line, high acceleration and low braking. We've got a torque split of 30-70. You want all of your power upgrades, of course, and I will be using NOS on this run. And you definitely want the stage 3 weight loss, because this is a seriously heavy SUV. Traction control is turned off, of course, as always. And I am using, as usual, an automatic box. So if you do use a manual, of course, you can be potentially a little bit quicker again. So, as with all of these drag tunes, I like to put them up against cars which are, strictly speaking, better, to show how they can fare in real drag situations. And in this case, it really is going up against some hefty competition. We're putting it up against Ayrton Senna's Lotus 97T, which has over 1,000 horsepower compared to this car's 740, and of course the Lotus weighs almost 75% less than this car. It's not quite that much, but it's over 3 times lighter. So let's see how they compare. Now obviously off the line the all-wheel drive does give this car an advantage, but still 740 horsepower and 1.9 tons against 1,050 horsepower and half a ton. Now obviously for top end performance the Lotus is always going to catch up, but still that's pretty impressive to hold off a Formula 1 car for that long by this SUV. Now this is not the quickest SUV in the game, it's the second quickest, but still it's a seriously rapid SUV that doesn't really seem to get as much use as it deserves from many people. It is pretty expensive, of course. It's like 500 grand. I always seem to say 700 for some reason. It's not, it's $500,000. And as far as the specs of this particular model, there are far too many to read out, as always, so I will list those in the video description below. But for the highlights, this SUV can hit 60 miles per hour in 1.5 seconds. It hits 100 in 3.8. Top speed is in excess of 235, even without NOS. It does the quarter mile in 8.8. And it will even do the standing mile in 22.5. So, pretty quick for a Land Rover. And I guarantee if you use this SUV with this tune as well, you will shock people by just how quick this vehicle is. So, if you do decide to use this car, and also this tune of course, I hope you find it competitive, and it's definitely a lot of fun to drive, and you will, like I said, shock a lot of people with it. You may get accused of being a hacker though, as is a common problem that I get in online lobbies, where people just don't think that you can go as fast as you can. Their logic seems to be, well, I can't do it, so nobody can, therefore you must be a hacker, which is retarded, but that's the way people are. So, if you're new to the channel, or just found this helpful in general, feel free to subscribe. I put out new top speed tunes every day, new drag tunes like this every weekend, and various other videos every day throughout the week. And as always, thanks for watching.